the time with Steve is now way longer than you ever had Fish as a singer.
Yeah, 10 albums with Steve, 4 with Fish, yeah. But, you know, Fish casts a fairly long shadow.
Yeah,
So,
yes.
yeah. So, you know, especially for people that are outside of the band, you know, that aren't, you know, regular listeners to what we do, you know, there's still, some people probably don't even know that Fish left the band 19 years ago, you know. So.
Do you think so?
Oh yeah, no, I know, it's true.
Okay. Yeah, well, when Fish left the band and years after that, I think you've had some hard times with the band.
I wouldn't say hard times. What were you referring to?
Well, I thought the mid-90s.
Well, we went...
Or was it more the legal problems with, you know, you left EMI and then another bad record deal?
Yeah, I suppose we did actually, thinking about it. I mean, there was a point where, as a, you know, as a business, if you like, we were struggling a bit. Just to explain, we were with EMI for 8 albums, 4 with Fish, 4 with Steve, and then we left EMI in about '95, and we signed a 3-album deal with an independent label, which at the time we thought was a good idea. We were glad to leave EMI, and we thought, oh yeah, an independent label, you know, more personal relationships, smaller company, better royalty rates. We thought it was all going to be much better, but of course they couldn't do anywhere near as good a job as EMI at promoting the band and getting the records in the shops. So the end result of that was that our sales were going down and down, and our income was going down. And it was around about '97 where we sort of hit that crunch point, really, where our manager turned around and said, you know, I think you're going to have to find other things to do now, because, you know, Marillion can earn you enough money for 6 months of the year, but for the other 6 months you're going to have to go and do something else. So we sacked him, and then we sacked our agent and sacked the promoters that we used. We pretty much got rid of everybody that we're involved with on a business level, because everybody's taking a percentage, and none of them were coming up with any ideas about what to do.
Have you ever considered taking a day job?
Not really, no. I think, well...
Or quitting the band?
I went through a bit of a midlife crisis a few years back, where I was thinking, I should get a job and be normal, and, you know, almost like a sort of, some people go through a midlife crisis and they think, right, I'm going to quit my job at the bank and get a Harley Davidson and travel around the world, right? Yeah. You know. So mine was the opposite of that. Mine was like, I'll go and get a normal job and, you know, do something, you know, responsible, you know, rather than being in a band.
Did you have thoughts about what to do? Or?
Well, I suppose it probably would have been something in the realms of computers, or, you know, that side of things, or maybe even, you know, sort of on a sort of business management, you know, in that area of music rather than as a musician. But it was just a passing phase, really. I don't think I was really too serious. It was more of a bit of a, God, I've been doing this for 20 years. There's more to life than just being in a band, you know. Yeah. I'm sure there are people, you know, watching this who will think, what more can you want? You're in a band and you're making music and you don't have to do a job, and, you know, it's what a lot of people dream about. So, but when you've been doing it for 20 odd years, you know, there's always that thought that maybe there's something else, you know, that I could try. Yeah.
But you got over it?
Yeah. I've realised that it's a very privileged position to be in, you know, to be able to make music for a living. So.